Alright, so while I was trying to upload that
Kapitän,
TDC guide, I
Herr
literally
Kaloi,
just finished making, or just finished recording.
Herr Kaloi,
I forgot to pause the game, and after I scuttled that U-boat, I've noticed that every mission, when you complete the objective, there's some kind of trigger for a ship or a plane to come, and I honestly don't know how I feel about that, but it's whatever. At least there's a lot of action in the game, you know. But yeah, I have a chimney smoke contact. I'm assuming this is either a Corvette or a destroyer. But now I can actually show you guys the methods I used. I don't even know if I'm saying this right. I'm gonna show you how I do it. So like I was saying earlier, when you can't directly draw on this, it's kind of annoying. But as I bring my mouse over it, it highlights blue. So I'm going to bring the point down to here. I'm going to start lowering my mouse. I'm actually going to press spacebar to quote unquote pause the game. It just runs really slow. There we go. See, like around this area is when the blue highlight goes away. So I'm going to click that. I am then going to, oh boy, I have no one in the thing. I'm going to take
Kapitän,
my first officer, inspired by the SH5 first officer. And I'm going to bring him, I'll get him on the Utso with 2 crewmen. Time compress forward. Okay. I am going to do this again so I can actually get this in time. And we're going to have to get ready to dive here. So, a freighter. Oh boy.
Alarm!
That's...
Auf Gefechtsstation!
Alright. So, I can actually zoom in on this and do it on the bow now. You wanna pick the same point when you do your measurements. So actually might be best. Yeah, I'll use the bow. I'm gonna do this.
Herr Kaloi,
Go into it. I'm gonna start the timer for 3 minutes. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Slow it up. 3 minutes. I don't know why they use those so funky looking. I'm gonna go back and place another mark on the bow. I'm gonna take my compass. Click here. Snap it under there. 450 meters. So we're gonna round up because in these games the AI ships never really go in between.
Herr
I'm gonna get my
Kaloi,
radio man on here. So 450 meters, I am going to assume he's doing 5 knots. I can't put, there we go. Get my radio man on there so I can start getting some Reichsmarks. Good old Jorgen Prochnow is taking a nap. I'll send this and then we'll decode. But now I've established that the contact is doing 5 knots. And he's heading to the west, which is really good, so because I can show you guys this example. I'm going to take his trek. I'm going to drop back this way so that it intersects with that grid line there. I'm going to start there, there, and I'm going to draw it this way. You can draw it either way. I was incorrect in the tutorial video. As long as you have this line, you don't even technically need to draw these lines, but it helps. So I'm going to do that. Okay. 90 degrees. This 90-degree angle facing the west would in fact be 270. But it's whatever. I'm actually going to draw a mark here on the point to help me out to be super accurate. Click. Protractor. I'm going to click here. My vertex here. And end the line there. And I get a measurement of 96 degrees. So, I'm going to use my phone here for the calculator. We're going to do 360 minus 2.96, which gives you a value of 264 degrees. So,
Kapitän.
go into the targeting optic. I'm also going to start bringing my ship this way so that we can intercept.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
I said 264 degrees. Oh man. Oh
Herr
boy.
Kaloi.
Oh, that's not weird at all. Let's see. We may have to,
Herr Kaloi.
we're gonna click on this. Come on, game, work with me. There we go. See this course over here, and we're going to input 264 and press enter. We're gonna go where you see the stopwatch chronometer looking thing, and you're gonna type in. Oh, hold on. What was the distance I measured? Should be like 450, right? 450. This is the distance here. Click my first officer. Click on here. Type in 5 knots. Enter. So right now, the distance from me to the target. I'll put a mark on it again. Boop. And do that. Draw it out to me. And the distance is roughly 5 kilometers. The game does not give you accurate measurements beyond a kilometer. Once the distances go beyond a kilometer, it's only in 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, so on. Unless you use the statometer. I think when you use the statometer, you actually get accurate readings beyond a kilometer, as it's calculating with a degree difference with this statometer prism picture. But whatever. I don't know how that works. But yeah, we can click on the first officer. Click there. And we can type in not 5. The 5 that would be 5 meters. You're going to type in 5,000, which is 5,000 meters. Hit enter. 5 kilometers. And the one thing I don't like about this is it really ruins my immersion, but I mean, I can't use the course tool that they give you for manual targeting, because either it's bugged or I just fail to understand how to use the thing. But I try to not really look at the ship as much as possible. If I want to identify it, I like to go into you know, the actual view and identify it myself. But right now they're saying it's similar to an Empire Bell, but we don't know. So I'm gonna go to my guy here. If this is still working, I don't think it is. No, it's not really usable. I am actually gonna leave this and use my binoculars, see if I can find it. Let's see. I'm gonna pause the game. And I'm gonna draw here onto my ship. And boop. And that gives me an angle of 43 degrees. So I'm gonna use my... Oh, that's 43 degrees to port, which would be 360 minus 43. It's 317 degrees. And he... Oh, come on. Come on. Every second matters. Excuse me. Okay, what was it? 317? So we'll be somewhere out here. There he is. 317 degrees. And that does look like an Empire Bell. We should probably dive soon. I mean, honestly, I should engage this guy with a deck gun as he's alone. That's not an Empire Bell. That's an explorer. No, no. Or, you know what? I'm starting to suspect that there are variations of these ships in the game, and that's why it says similar to an Empire Bell. Because it's got these the islands, right? It's got the same deck shape, but there's a king post in the back that doesn't show up on the recognition page, manual page. So we'll go with that, I guess. And I'm pretty sure in reality this guy would see us, but you know, we're gonna dive the ship to
Auf
periscope
Seerohrtiefe
depth,
gehen.
switch to electric engines.
Wechseln auf E-Motor.
I'd like to go full
Schneller,
speed ahead,
schneller!
but I have
Alloy.
people sleeping
Alloy.
annoyingly enough. We're gonna get this guy on the attack scope. And we need to get a navigation fix, because we haven't done one in a while.
Alloy.
And we'll get this guy to decode that transmission that I forgot about.
Alloy.
I am gonna need the ally on managing the dive planes. And we'll give him a cup of coffee for that stamina.
Kapitän.
The nice thing about the coffee is they don't need to go to it. But, I mean, they start walking towards it anyway. And we're going to keep electrical steering on, and we're going to switch.
Alloy.
We're going to switch the lighting to silent running. And buddy boy over here is preheating torpedoes.
Alloy.
I need you on the hydrophone. Someone helping him. We're gonna look at this. Let's see our torpedo status. Let's see. Okay, all torpedoes are good. And we'll fire... Oh, I only have T2s in the tubes right now. I don't like that. I personally like to have 2 T2s and 2 T1s. Because I fire T2s at warships. And I fire T1s at freighters. And if it's really foggy, or if there's fog, I fire T1s. I'd even risk firing a T1 at a warship, because they wouldn't see it until it's too late. Alright. But we should have... Let's see. As I digress, this thing should be around 3.1 to 320. Oh, it's past that now. Oh, there we go. 315. Didn't realize how zoomed out I was. Alright. Lock the target. There's 2 ways you can lock it, but I find that sometimes I have issues with both. We're gonna click that. I'm gonna be honest, I honestly don't know what this thing is. I'll look at the superstructure. And I feel like it's more related to an Empire Explorer than anything. It's got the same superstructure, or a similar superstructure. It's got the same mast structure. It's got 2 masts and then a king post in the rear with a composite build. And it has this little jutting out structure right behind the king posts. Definitely not a Liberty. No. So I think I'm gonna go with an Empire Explorer. Recognize that? Similar to an Empire Explorer, yeah. And we stated that the course was 264 degrees. I'm gonna confirm that. Yeah. Angle measures out at 96 degrees. So we're going to do 360 minus 96264 degrees. That is correct. And we stated that it was doing about 5 knots. I'll input that. And go here. And we're going to use the chronometer. In reality, I would turn my U-boat to where we'd be facing this direction so that we'd have as little. I'd either stop it or get it to where it's crossing the front of my boat, because if you do this in Wolfpack or Silent Hunter 4, this would be very inaccurate. But in this game, it stabilizes the periscope. So we're going to get the chronometer tool, and as you can see, now the ship starts moving past this observation point. So we're going to place it ahead of here. I'll bring it back here. Start it. Bring the periscope down. And you can cheat a little bit right now. I like to I wait until unlock starts to get past my observation line. Ignore this. Don't pay attention to this at all, because I'm gonna start bringing the scope up. Sometimes it doesn't show it correctly. This guy looks like he's hauling ass now. He may have spotted us, because we were on the surface for a while and we were only 5 kilometers away. Stop and set that 5 knots. All right. So we were correct on that earlier speed estimation. Now what we need is distance. And I cannot remember the maximum distance that T2 torpedoes have. I may have to look at that really quickly. But you're going to go to your stat emitter tool. And it's I don't know. I don't think you exactly have to put the horizontal periscope line on the water line of the ship. I think you could just eyeball it like this. Or hold on, let me try that again. You could have it down here, right? And then you start lifting it up. All you're doing is putting the water line of the ship to the top masts. These masts. It's kind of hard to see it right now, so I just guess about where it is. And right now I get 0.6 degrees. So I'm going to set that 3 kilometers. And I'm going to try this again, putting the black line on it so you have a more defined area of where you should be putting it. So, try it again. Lift it up, and I'm going to bring the black line to the top there. And you get 0.5 degrees, which is still around 3 kilometers. So that's fine. And I'm gonna be honest, I think three clicks is like the maximum range of these electric torpedoes. But let me see. Maybe it tells you in the inventory of the ship. I don't know why you're freaking out, man. So whatever. The officers are a bunch of bitches, man. See on the he's using the hydrophone, and it's weird because normally it lets you do an additional sailing, but whatever. Let's see. Does it tell you? No, it does not. I'm gonna risk it though. But let's get you back managing these buddy boys over here, and then I don't know why you're not on the electric engine, but you should be there. Yeah, if you ever watched DOS Boot, I've got all my characters looking like DOS Boot characters except for the first officer. And I've got their names mixed with the names of the character and the actor. I don't know the name of the captain in DOS Boot, so I just gave him Jorgen Procknow's name. That's the name of the actor. I got Johan here. It's got the there's only ever the first name of him, which is Johan, the character, and then I have his last name, and then I've got the name of the actor of the LI, or Chief Engineer, Klaus Veneman. Then I've got Lieutenant Werner here. We only ever knew his character's last name, so I gave him his mixed name. Real name Herbert, last name character. And I've got Erich Stolbenecke, that Nazi lieutenant from SH5. Blah 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 blah. As I blather on. Alright. Let's see. Looking good. Looking very good. I would like to get closer though. So I'm gonna have us ahead flank.
Schneller, schneller!
I'm also gonna hide the periscope in our sight. Line of sight's gonna go down. The hydrophone is still going, even though this contact is outside of this hydrophone line, it should still be being updated. It's just not going to be accurate. The faster we go, the more noise we generate. This hydrophone and this site, well, I'm not going to speak about this site. I'm not completely sure about that. But this hydrophone circle, if it's within the circle, you're going to know 100% where it is. When it's beyond it, you're going to know roughly where it is. I believe that's how it's been working. So we're time compress until we're closer, because I want to be under 3 clicks. Because I don't want to risk it, because I don't know the maximum range of these torps. Oh, holy crap, we're already under a kilometer. Alright. We're going to come down to slow speed.
Langsamer.
Up scope. Six knots. And we're going to have to input everything again now. So 264. Come on. 264. Speed 5 knots. Recognition manual. Get Empire Explorer. And do that about. Set. So now we're around 1 kilometer on the distance. We're gonna grab the torpedoes. And we're gonna fire 2 at this. And like I said before, I don't fire both torpedoes at the same time because of this 100 meter dispersion that you cannot change. I fire 1 at a time. So we're gonna fire tubes 2 and 1, or tubes 1 and 2. Speed is set on all torpedoes at 30 knots or 30 kilometers an hour. It is unchangeable. It should be changeable for the T1s, but you can't, not yet. So we're gonna, I haven't tried it yet, so I'm gonna aim in front of the bridge here. I'm gonna aim 1 in front of the bridge, and then the second one at the engine, and we'll see how this works. So fire tube 1, flood tube 2, tube 1 away, flooding tube 2, fire tube 2, down scope, and we can come a little deeper. Well, actually, we can go, I'll go down to 30 meters so that if there is aircraft around here, it shouldn't be able to see us. But right now, it looks like the torpedoes have decent track. We'll see in a minute or two here. But now, if I go into the free camera as we sink ourselves deeper, I'm no longer visible from the air. I might still be able to be picked up by radar, but that's okay.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg zum Ziel.
The torpedoes, to me, look like... I'm not certain about it. I might have 1 hit. I might have 1 miss. We'll see.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg zum Ziel. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
I'm gonna bring us
Kurs auf diese
west.
Koordinaten setzen.
Ei, ei, Herr Kaloi. 30
It's looking
Sekunden.
good, but the first torpedo's not going where I aimed it. But it's still gonna be a hit.
30 Sekunden. 20 Sekunden.
Impact.
Schwere Schäden am Rumpf. 20 Sekunden. Treffer.
Impact.
Schwere Schäden am Rumpf.
Right as I killed it, my first tutorial got uploaded to YouTube. That's nice. But yeah, there's a kill. And I'm gonna come back up. Periscope depth. View this thing. I'll
Kurs
start
auf
heading
diese
towards it
Koordinaten
until there's any
setzen.
supplies that
Jawohl.
the ship managed to drop. Oh, and I totally forgot that we were decrypting that message, but now we've got a new objective. But yeah, now we can report on our success on this merchant that we've sunk. Oh boy. Oh, he wants to go onto the bridge, that's why. There you go, hop on the attack scope, buddy. See what we've got. Oh yeah, she's going down. Don't see any surface contacts. I don't think that's anything. It's just the UI being the UI. That's probably the objective that I just got. Got nothing, and we don't have anything on the hydrophone. I think also, since we're near the surface, we can use the radio
Jawohl, Herr Kaloi.
out of range. It might be because we're underwater. Those, are those pontoons that are running away from that sunken ship. So we're gonna surface
Tanks
the
anblasen.
boat. Get on that.
Kapitän.
Switch us to normal lighting when you're done with that, please. Let's get him resting.
Herr Kaloi.
Him
Herr
resting.
Kaloi. Jawohl.
Transmit this, or
Zu Befehl.
actually do this first. It's a nice 25,000 Reichsmarks in our budget.
Kapitän.
Let's get the first officer on the bridge. Hang the flag, get on the targeting site. There we go, let them know who got them. I don't think, yeah, there is nothing for us to loot. But we can head off in this direction now.
Legen Sie den Kurs an.
Herr Kaloi.
Make sure we're on diesel
Wechseln auf
engines
Dieselmotor.
and heading ahead half speed.
Schneller, schneller.
Clean up the map here and move on. So now you've seen my Mapwork method in actual practice in an actual situation to where it can be used effectively. And all it takes is practice. That's all anything ever takes is practice. I hope one day in the future that we get an actual TDC like in Silent Hunter, because I would love that. That would be so good. This game has a lot of potential, and I'm sure it'll get there one day. But one day, not now, but one day. But yeah, I hope that this example helped. I hope that my guide helped, and I hope you guys are enjoying U-Boat when it, you know, when it's working. When it's working, this game is honestly fantastic, and I do really enjoy it. Just so much potential. The devs are doing a really good job. I really appreciate you guys. I think a lot of people appreciate what you guys are doing here. The sub-sim community doesn't really it doesn't really get that much love, but noticed once in a while when a sub game does come out, it can be pretty damn good. Especially the modding community. I mean, they're already. It's only been like this game launched. It's only been like 2 weeks now, and we're already getting modders hopping on this. It's nice. But yeah, happy hunting, guys. Good luck. I hope this helped.